That was a disaster. And I'm not even recording this video when the game is over. It's 5-2, 3 minutes left, third period, whatever. The Canucks are not going to win. They're not. They sucked this game, and I'm going to call them out like that. And you know what's the bad part about this? 5-2, Colorado goes out there, does their thing, they win, whatever. The worst part about this is, as a Vancouver Canucks fan, I feel like Colorado fans have been the most annoying, insufferable ones this season, because every single time Quinn Hughes does something amazing, like he has been the entire year, leading the league in points, X amount of games to whatever points, like defenseman records, etc., it's always, oh, but Cale Makar's better. Like, Avalanche fans, try not to make it about yourself challenge, 2023 edition, it's impossible. And the worst part is, with a game like this, everything that they're saying is validated. Like, I'm not letting one game change my entire perspective and say that Quinn Hughes sucks and that he's not good and that Cale Makar is just the second coming of Jesus Christ the Messiah himself. Call him Willem Dafoe. Like, I'm not going to say anything like that, but I'm just going to say that most of the things that people toss around, the mudslinging back and forth, it's all validated from this game. The Vancouver Canucks sucked. This was such a bad game for Vancouver standards, and you could look at the money puck thing, you could look at the expected goals, you could look at the chances, you could say, oh, Vancouver actually had better results on the deserved to win-o-meter, they had better chances, expected goals for, etc., etc. It doesn't matter, they played sloppy today. They had so many plays where their top guys just do not do what top guys are supposed to do. Pettersson fumbling the puck down low, fumbling the puck on the crease, not able to win his battles down low against Cale Makar. Quinn Hughes is falling like multiple times in this game. He makes a few errant passes. There was that power play opportunity where the Canucks had some good movement, but they keep on having to reset because Quinn Hughes is not on his spot on the line, and the puck escapes the zone. This was not a good game from the perspective of how the Canucks performed. Colorado had a step, and their star players were doing star player-like things, controlling the play, stealing the puck, coming in with speed, and making glorious chances be thrown on goal. The Vancouver Canucks might have dominated in terms of offensive zone time, pressure, and expected goals, but this was not their game. They sucked. And the argument about Quinn Hughes versus Cale Makar, whatever, a game like this is the perfect material for Colorado fans to say that anything that Vancouver wants to talk about is wrong. Hey, Quinn Hughes, first defenseman to get 30 points in a season before the team's however many games. Like, first since Bobby Orr and Al McInnes. Yeah, Makar's right there. He's gonna do that too. Like, I said this in the video the other day, but it's so annoying how good Cale Makar is, because every single time people talk about Hughes, there's an unnecessary amount of Avalanche fans always trying to come out and say, oh yeah, no, but that's not valid because my guy is better. Cale Makar is a superior player. You're not allowed to be happy about Quinn Hughes, because my guy's better. Don't talk about his records. Talk about my guy's records. Like, shut up, dude. It's so annoying. We know your guy is better. I saw a tweet earlier today that really pissed me off. And I don't want to, like, shout the guy out who said it or whatever. Like, I don't want to give it any more attention, but the tweet was essentially along the lines of, oh yeah, you could very well say that Quinn Hughes is having a better season than Makar is right now, but you cannot say that he's had the better career. You're delusional if you think that. And like, my perspective to that, and the Canucks fans that I saw replying to that, were all like, wait, who's saying that? Nobody is saying that Quinn Hughes is better. Like, everybody knows Makar is like the best defenseman in the league. Everybody knows that. So Colorado fans, shut up. Every time Quinn Hughes gets mentioned, you gotta bring it up. Oh, Makar better. Like, it's annoying. And like, I know that this is gonna like put me in a bad light or whatever. Like, but this has been the thing for years. We talked about this in the other video. Cale Makar versus Quinn Hughes, Hobie Baker in the NCAA in their sophomore seasons. Yeah, Cale Makar wins that one. Then the rookie season, Calder Memorial Trophy. The next year, Cale Makar wins that one too. Guess what? Stanley Cup, Conn Smythe, Cale Makar gets both of them. He's a very good defenseman. Norris, he is the best defenseman in the league. So the fact that there is now at least one guy who is challenging Makar for point production prosperity Like, it gets so annoying when it's the guy who's always been behind Makar, and now, heading into a game like this, everybody's expecting this one to be like the showdown. We get 2 Makar points, a goal and an assist. Quinn Hughes gets an assist. The Canucks lose 5-2. Absolutely terrible showcase. The refereeing was all over the place. Josh Manson, 5-minute game misconduct. The Canucks don't get a single second of power play time whilst on the 5-minute major. So many other penalties getting called either way, and like, it's just frustrating, because you know, if you've been watching the Canucks this season, you know they can be better than what they've shown off in this past few games, and this particular game against Colorado. They let in 5 goals, and like, a bunch of these were just weird plays where the Avalanche keep the puck in, or they're able to steal the puck and get the empty net. That Riley Tufte goal was not really the best one. They couldn't clear it, and it gets thrown on goal. Like, it just gets through everybody for some reason. And then you have the other goals scored where the Avalanche just took advantage of what was there. Like, power play goal, Nichushkin, and then just immediately after, Cale Makar, the long shot, and the Drouin tip in. Like, there were so many opportunities I feel the Canucks had, but they just fumbled away in the worst ways possible. So many set plays and set opportunities where if one guy was just a few inches to his left or to his right, it would have been a goal. There were a few throw-ins in front where they're trying to get the cross-crease backdoor play, but the guy who's receiving the puck is just slightly off-centered, and he's not able to put it in. Like, the Canucks and their fine details in this one, that's what cost them the game. You could say that they actually did perform well. Offensive zone time, expected chances. You can say their 5-on-5 play. They controlled that pretty well. But when it comes to actually getting opportunities on goal, Alexandar Georgiev made some pretty good saves, but his workload was not as difficult as the Canucks could have made it had they just been a little bit better with their details. And as a result, now with this Cale Makar thing going down, like, I'm just going to go out there and accept. I'm waving my flag. I'm a pessimist at heart. So I'm going to say it right here. Cale Makar, better defenseman. Quinn Hughes is not going to win the Norris. Quinn Hughes is definitely not going to win the Art Ross. He gets a point today. Assist on the JT Miller goal. A very nice one. But I don't know. With the way this team is performing, nothing is going right anymore. They can't do it. They're not going to sustain this for an 82-game season. And maybe the real one who is butthurt is me. Maybe it's just me feeling bad that every time that I talk about Quinn Hughes, there's always a slew of fans talking about how my happiness for this thing is invalidated because he's not the main guy. He's not Cale Makar. Because Cale Makar exists, it invalidates all sorts of positive feelings Canucks fans are allowed to have about their own guy, because that's the narrative that I've seen from every Colorado Avalanche fan on social media that has had their 2 cents shared about this Hughes and Makar thing. We can't just be gosh darn civil about this. Man! And it culminates in a game like this where I'm screaming my head off because the Vancouver Canucks did not play well. Like, I'm seeing so many people on Twitter saying that they actually did play well. A lot of analysts breaking down the game and breaking down the chances and saying, oh yeah, they could have done this, they could have done that. Like, they actually had good results. But I don't know, from the way this game was going, plus with all the power plays, the extra time where they had opportunities and they just could not bury the gosh darn puck behind Georgiev, this was a game where everything went wrong. Disaster. I am gonna leave it at that, because I want to go watch a gosh darn movie to cool my head off and just chill out, because the Vancouver Canucks are taking years away from my life with games like that. And even though they didn't play the worst, like, they have looked worse than that in this season's worth of play. This is just another one of these dominoes that has fallen in the past few weeks of Vancouver not looking like the competent hockey team that they were at the beginning of the season when everything was going right. And maybe it's just that everything was going right. Now there are some things that are going wrong. Friedman gets hurt. Myers gets hurt. Soucy's already hurt. You're going to have more minutes played out to bums like Noah Juleson, who admittedly is able to block some shots on the 4-on-3 penalty kill, so good on him. But just in general, the hockey gods had themselves the bait, you know? They dangled good results in front of Vancouver's grubby little faces for the first few games of the year. And now, the past few weeks, ever since that Ottawa game, pulling it all away. It's all gone. Elias Pettersson's not the same player anymore. Goes pointless in this one. Miller and Hughes, I'd say Miller has been probably like one of the most effective players in the gosh darn team this past little while. Quinn Hughes, I'd say that he was okay. Good enough, maybe. Not as good as he could have been. Cale Makar was better. I'll say that. McKinnon, really good. Rantanen, really good. I mean, it's tough being at the top, right? Let me know your thoughts about the Canucks and the Colorado Avalanche 5-2 game. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.